Hello and welcome back to the weekly Oracle card reading with Kylie Savage, Psychic Medium. And this reading will go from the 5th of October to the 11th of October 2019. We have a full moon in Aries coming up on the 13th or around the 13th depending where you live. That's in my birth sign, so I'm looking forward to that. And for my new moon wishes to come true, and I'll do a full moon ceremony for the full moon in Aries. Remember too, you can collect moon water on a new moon or a full moon, and you have a 3-day window with either the new moon or the full moon. So if you collect water, I just use boiled or filtered water. I place it in a glass jar that's going to be in the moonlight for that night. I like to do everything in 3, so I may leave it out for 3 nights. Bring it in. If you don't, then it just becomes sun moon water. So I use that moon water to make crystal gem elixirs and magical mists with essential oils and the gem elixir. And I also use oracle cards in the creation of my magical mist. If you're interested in having a handcrafted magical mist made just for you, please get in touch with me. Okay, thank you so much for the renewed interest and increased interest also in these weekly oracle card readings. Thank you so much for your comments and your feedback, and thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell so that you get notified when these videos come out. I do the weekly oracle card reading around Saturdays, and I post them on my Facebook page, which is Kylie Savage Psychic Medium, and also on my Instagram, which is Kylie _Savage _Psychic Medium. And I'd love to see you there on my social media feed. We're having a wonderful time in Kylie's Oracle Club. We have almost 40 members, and we've launched and I've uploaded video lesson 1, and I'll be checking in with everyone today to see how they're going. If you're interested in learning how to read oracle cards the way that I read them, I do take on private students. I'm also looking for a physical home for Kylie's Oracle Club. So if you have a space that you could lease or hire out to us for around 6 or 8 or more people to get together probably once a fortnight and learn about oracle cards, and quite enough space so we can do some meditation, please get in touch with me. That would be great. Okay, so we have the 4 cards from The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. Sorry, I'm showing that there. I've lifted the cards up this time so we can make them a bit more visible. Okay, our anchor card is Truth Be Told in Protection. Our second card, or our next right action to take, beautiful to see, is Happy Happy. Such a pretty card, that one. You feel happy just looking at it. I really like this card. It's our 3rd card, which is our possible future outcome, and that's Come to the Edge. And then the 4th card, which gives more information on the whole story, fleshes out the details, is Serendipity, number 18. Lovely to see again. Spirit seems to be giving us some real teachings and lessons about serendipity, synchronicity lately. And I pulled 1 card from the Crystal Spirits Oracle, Colette Baron-Reid's latest deck, and that's Bronzite. And the card is number 13. Pardon me. I'm mentioning that because I pulled a card from the Nature's Whispers Oracle cards by Angela Hartfield. They're so beautiful. And this one is Renewal of Peace, and it's also number 13. So if I remember, I'll talk about the numerology there. Okay, Truth Be Told. Now, Truth Be Told in Protection is setting the scene, and it's our anchor card. So we've dropped anchor. We have a 360-degree view of where we are in life, and we're asking for a snapshot, to see the stories in motion. And this is what these 4 cards are. It's a story in motion. The future is fluid and it changes. Now for me, when I saw Truth Be Told, I felt like in protection, the card is asking us to come back in alignment. Remember, cards in protection are an extra hug from the universe They're encouraging us to take some sort of action to come back in alignment so that we can co-create whatever it is we're desiring, and we can get back in the flow of all our good. So, this is it. Cards and protection are good cards. There are no bad cards, and it's just extra support. Okay, I just thought I'd read for you from the guidebook. Protection message. Where are you being dishonest with yourself and others? If you're unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all its forms. Ask for the truth. Even if you don't like what you hear, acknowledging it will be key to a beautiful new future, where you no longer labour under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Nothing less than truth is required now. Now, I thought that's interesting because, sort of the catch cry of the 2019, 2018 has been authenticity and realness, and on social media, people want us to show our faces without makeup, show our bodies the way they really are, take the filters off, and there's this whole move away from being false or being fake. And, sometimes that message has been manipulated as well. But there's this whole thing of we, the public, as individual citizens, coming to discover the truth and reflect and reveal that truth, and letting that begin with us, with being honest with ourselves and being authentic, across the board, in our work life, our home life, our relationships, being authentic in our ambitions, in our spirituality, everything. And this is great because we're moving from the polarity of secrecy and deception and denial and dishonesty into the polarity of honesty and transparency, authenticity, and just, authenticity just means being real. And you look at Brené Brown's work, all about vulnerability and shame and courage, and it's all part of this, move from the darkness into the light. In days gone by, we relied on governments and institutions, and they were like secret keepers in many ways, and they thought they were protecting the public by keeping secrets. And yet this, the last few years we've seen the lids, just torn off the coffins and the secret chambers, and we've seen, that there is this real thirst to understand the truth. Look at war history, we're getting to see the truth from both sides. History is usually written by the victors, but now we're in this age of truth and enlightenment and authenticity. We're going back in and we're finding out the real stories. And look, there's nothing more triggering than honesty. And, some people say it's better to be, tell a white lie and be tactful and keep your relationships together, than it is to be really honest. And sometimes I think we confused honesty with a lack of tact. And there is a way to be honest and also be compassionate, especially with ourselves. Yet the thing is, that is so true. That saying, the truth will set you free. If you are being dishonest in any areas of your life, if you're in some sort of denial, now is the time to face that. And now is the time to, I think so many of us are striving for more. This is a time of acceptance. Let's accept things as how they really are, and let's appreciate, what we have in our life. And Happy's going to talk about that. And the thing is, it's not easy to come out of denial. Often we're very unconscious of what we're in denial about. That's the whole point. Denial is often a survival mechanism which is triggered to protect us once we've experienced trauma. So, and the thing is, once we come into the light of our own truth and we step out of denial, like the blinkers and the blinders are removed, sometimes our truth is very uncomfortable for the people around us, and we don't know where to share our truth or how to share it, and it can be a very awkward and vulnerable time in our lives. And the thing is, if we're awake, aware, conscious individuals, this is what's happening at the moment. And you need to take very, very good care of yourself if you're being caught up in this maelstrom of, coming out of denial and accepting the truth about things. And the whole thing about the media and fake news, where do you get your information? Is that information correct? Are your sources correct? Are they honest? Are they loyal? Everyone has these agendas. And, I always like that saying, to thine own self be true. You need to find out what truth really serves you in your life. And if there are untruths, can they be brought to the light? Can they be examined? Can they be released? And I know it sounds terrible, but thank your untruths, because they served a purpose. They kept you in a certain relationship or a certain state in your life or a certain level. They kept you in complacency. They kept you from feeling vulnerable. They gave you a sense of protection. And the ego is, such a generator of lies. And the ego will do it because it thinks it's protecting you. The thing is, accept that untruths and dishonesty is as much a part of life. It's the other piece to honesty. And don't beat yourself up for having carried, or lived your life in a way that was inauthentic, was kind of had some elements of falsity and fakeness, and the lies that you grew up with, cultural lies. And the thing is, this is a very unsettling time as we develop power and agency. We're not empowered unless we are in our truth. And that the thing is, you can see why other institutions and governments and religions and everything wanted people to be in denial, and they wanted to feed the people falsehoods because it disempowered them. Because if we were to know the truth, the truth of our existence, if we were to find the answers to those big questions for ourselves, the real answers, the absolute scraping the bottom of the barrel, this is the truth and nothing but the truth, then we would be empowered beyond belief. And that frightens people. Coming into the sense of your own truth, that can be liberating and frightening, because the lies that gave your life structure and that sense of security and protection, they're dissolved, they're gone away. You may feel like you've lost your identity as you come to see the truth, about certain things. And that's, as you said, you could be in a very vulnerable state right now. So what you need to know is that that's okay. That's a normal part of the process of coming into your spiritual awakening, to becoming spiritually awake and aware. You're not going crazy. May seem like it, may feel like it. You're not going crazy. You're not insane. You're actually coming into sanity. And you're actually going to be more empowered than what you ever have been before. And as you said, happy is about you're going to embrace the present moment. You're going to see and understand and accept and enjoy everything that's in your life currently. And you're going to just have such, a much deeper sense of awe and gratitude for the way things are, because you'll be living in your truth. And you'll appreciate too how difficult it is for people to do this, yet also how the more of us there are out there, living lives which are spiritually awake and aware, living lives as conscious beings, that how we support and love each other and how we make it easier for each other to do this. And we've got to be also aware that we don't rush into a next set of untruths, and that's part of the process too, because you can't just go from one thing you've known your whole life to a whole other new thing, without any sort of a framework or stepping stones, and without wanting to rush back into security. So happy is saying, find certainty in uncertainty, find your peace in the way things are, and just know that you'll move through this, and that you really will have those euphoric, blissful moments as you head into the light. You start to experience life as it truly is. You start to understand yourself as a multidimensional being, a liminal being, a being of the light. And you may even start to see the light, which is, with your physical eyes, which will just blow your mind. And will help you get a whole lot more perspective. And so other people's untruths won't have the same power over you anymore. They just can't. You will have made this massive spiritual shifts away from the falsities and away from, your eyes will have been cleansed and you'll be living in truth, and that will bring you joy and happiness. Come to the edge. Why I say I love this card is this card's the risk taker. It's also a 9 card, 36, 3 plus 6 equals 9. And it's saying, probably because I'm an Aries, I'm all about risk and optimism, is saying, look, the key to your happiness also is to keep going forward, to keep pushing the envelope, to keep marching on this new path, to come to the edge, to take the leap, and to understand that every time we come to the edge and we take the leap, that, we don't fall, we're not lost, we're held. And that, we'll just have another spiritual shift and another awakening, and it's a series of unfolding. It's the onion layers being, the veil's been taken away from your eyes, the onion being peeled away layer by layer. And, you are going to find yourself every time you take that leap, and you're going to find yourself at deeper and deeper levels. This is so interesting, and I'm sort of really can appreciate all the experiences I've had in my life, and some of my darkest moments, came to the edge, jumped again. People to me in a spiritual program talk about step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood him or her, as the leap. It's a leap of faith, and come to the edge is saying that. Go to the edge, make the leap of faith. This is connected to your happiness, to your joy. And serendipity is saying all along the way, you're going to have these massive synchronistic experiences, or, little tiny ones that build up. Colette's right, everyone's right when they're talking about the speed of the law of attraction at the moment, and the increase in our vibrational universe, like the speed of the vibrations, because the signs line up, the synchronicities line up so much faster. You have the thought, bang, here comes the confirmation with a sign from the universe. Look for those signs, see how your loved ones in spirit are supporting you, the dreams you have, psychic visions, intuition, it's all powered up, pennies from heaven, feathers, but it's like, it's so instantaneous. If you ever get to watch a movie called Where the Bleep Do We Come From, or What the Bleep, I think it's What the Bleep, I have to try and remember and put a link in the reading, because what that's saying is, it shows you the holographic universe. And Jerry and Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, they talk about the vortex, where everything you are desiring is in this escrow. And the thing is, the signs and the confirmation of your thoughts and your manifestations, what you're putting out there to manifest, they come in so thick and fast these days. And the thing is, these are the breadcrumbs. The reason why signs from the universe are important, because you understand the language of spirit, you're engaging in a conversation with the universe, which, like Colette says, is very chatty. But you follow those breadcrumbs, you take that as the validation, the confirmation you're on the right path, and the universe is supporting you, and it gives you the breadcrumbs. So take the next action according to the next breadcrumb. When you take an action, then the signs confirm, once again, you're on the right path. Okay, so moving on, these cards, I ask for them to guide us, to provide guidance and further validation and support for anything that comes up in the reading. So bronzer is a really interesting card, and when I tuned into it, I thought, we usually think of bronze, you get a gold, a silver and a bronze medal. And I got that's about trust and consistency. So, and it really is about appreciating the gifts and the things that we have in our life. And 13, so that comes to 4. And this is about foundations, security, stability and trust and foundations. And also I do feel like it's a stone encouraging us about our health, to be grounded, to think about the physical material world and our physical material needs, and to trust in that. And I love like the star in here and the moon sort of shape and that guiding. Okay, so 13 was essential meanings was loyalty, trust, steadfastness, self-respect, trusting that the conscious universe has your back. I think that's great. And it's talking about now being the time to trust the conscious universe and remain true to your authentic self, as Bronzite Spirit appears with a message that loyalty must be earned. Be judicious in extending your trust, knowing it is a gift from the conscious universe that must be honoured. Respect others by being trustworthy yourselves, speaking of them in ways that are honourable. Heal the past by owning your role in it so that you can trust yourself again, having learned the lessons that will strengthen you. This whole week, you're on a journey of self-discovery as we come to that, that authenticity, coming out of denial, discovering the truth, learning it for ourselves and accepting it. So Bronzite, I feel like, is the stabilising influence here on these cards. Now, renewal of peace. Like I said, this can be rough, this experience, this journey. You've got to take care of your physical body. It can wear you out having spiritual experiences, totally. If you feel, just exhausted, now's the time to seek healing and a renewal of peace with nature. So good meditation, listening to natural sounds, putting the music on the nature channel, something like that. I like the solfeggio frequencies a lot lately, or miracle tones. If you look on YouTube, some great sources for music. And, walking, taking care of your physical needs, eating well, drinking enough water, filter your water, exercising, going for a walk, but try and bring nature into your environment. With crystals or lighting candles, a little bit of sacredness, a little bit of honouring, and a little bit of acknowledging as nature as a healer, and prioritising your peace, because you said a lot of this can be disruptive, and there's a lot of action to be taken this week. So many blessings on your week. I'm wishing you well with all of this. If you'd like to have a personal reading, please get in touch with me. I'm very happy to do readings online. I'm doing them via email, and I'm looking at other ways to do them. And I've been reading online for, too many years now. And I think you'll be surprised at how accurate the readings can be, and how they can just give you that support and that validation so that you can, take those next steps. And you can co-create the life that you dream about and that you truly desire. Okay, thank you once again.